It happened late in the afternoon, during that golden hour when the sun hits our small town skate park just right, turning the concrete warm, the metal ramps shimmering, making everything feel like a memory while it's still unfolding. I led my adorable 5-year-old son Malachi and my beautiful 8-year-old daughter Micaiah through the chain link entrance, two little helmets bouncing beside me like excited satellites. Mackie, Micaiah whispered to her little brother, Mom used to skateboard before we were even born. Like, on purpose? He asked, genuinely stunned. I laughed. Oh, yeah. I wasn't always a mom who pays bills and reminds people to brush their teeth and put their shoes on. I had a whole life before you two. It wasn't all bad. I had a lot of good too, but you two saved my life, and that's the truth. I threw my board down, and it was like the old part of me, the girl who once lived at skate parks, stirred awake like a dragon stretching its wings. Then I stepped onto my board and let the wheels hum beneath me. That familiar vibration rippled up through my legs, alive, electric. For a second, the kids froze. It was like watching their worldview glitch. Mom, you really can skate. Micaiah's voice cracked in disbelief. Malachi clutched his helmet. Are you a secret ninja? I pushed off, smooth, controlled, cutting across the concrete with a confidence I didn't even realize I still had. I was just riding, real basic. The wind caught my hair. My heart remembered the rhythm. And the board remembered me. When I rolled back, both kids stared at me like they were meeting me for the first time. Mom, Micaiah murmured, you look different when you skate. How? I asked. Like you're not scared of anything, she finished. I swallowed hard. If she only knew. I spent the next few hours teaching them the basics, how to shift their weight, how to trust their ankles, how to fall without shattering, inside or out. Skateboarding isn't about not falling, I said, crouching to tie Malachi's loose shoelace, because you are going to fall a lot. It's about learning how to hit the ground and get back up before fear talks you out of trying again. I finished. Micaiah nodded, absorbing it the way she always does, quietly, deeply, like the words were seeds. She was just as committed to skateboarding as she was snowboarding, and I loved her for it. Malachi, however, launched himself toward the smallest ramp and screamed, "Watch this, everybody!" which was concerning because absolutely nobody asked him to. He rolled a heroic 2 feet and toppled sideways onto his butt, giving me a heart attack I could have gone without. He blinked up at me, stunned, then exploded into laughter. Mom, he yelled, this is awesome! And somehow, that messy 2-foot roll and laugh was the sweetest thing that happened all day. As the sun dipped and the shadows stretched long, I watched them try again and again, wobbling, falling, laughing, and getting back up. Something inside me cracked open, not painfully, just honestly, because I realized something I'd never let myself say out loud. Skateboarding saved parts of me once a long, long time ago, and now it was saving parts of me again, through them. When they asked for one last run, I hesitated, then dropped into the small bowl, rolled up the far side, and carved a clean, controlled turn that made my old self grin deep in my bones. They screamed like I'd just won the X Games. Oh yeah. I didn't know moms could do that. I definitely wasn't doing anything special. And right there, right in that bowl, I felt it. Pride in the girl I used to be, and pride in the mother I am now. As we walked back to the car, boards tucked under our arms, Micaiah slipped her hand into mine and whispered, Mama, I think the parts of you before us make the parts of you with us even cooler. That was it, the whole truth of the day. Your past isn't something you lose when you become a mother. It becomes the bridge your children use to discover their own courage. They don't just inherit your love, they inherit your fire, your grit, your rebounds, your stories, your scars. Think about it. They inherit your deck, the part that took the hardest impact and still carried weight. Your trucks, the structure that kept you grounded when everything tried to throw you off balance. Your axles, bent, tightened, adjusted over time, holding steady through pressure you never trained for. Your bushings, the quiet resilience, the flexibility that absorbed shock so the rest of you didn't snap. Your wheels, the ones that learned how to roll over cracks, gravel, glass, and unexpected terrain without stopping. And yes, they inherit everything that ever jumped on your board: the falls, the collisions, the close calls, the weight that was never yours to carry, the moments you almost quit but pushed anyway. And sometimes, on a warm afternoon in a tiny Vermont skate park, they don't just see their mother skateboarding. They see the board as a whole, not broken, not replaced, not perfect, still rolling, still teaching, still strong enough to carry the next generation forward. Because they weren't watching to see if I was cool or perfect. They were watching to see who survives life and still shows up to teach. And that day, I didn't just teach my kids how to ride a board. I taught them this: falling isn't failure. Fear isn't a stop sign. And the past doesn't disqualify you from leading. It qualifies you. Because courage isn't something you tell your children about. It's something you let them watch you practice over and over until it becomes part of who they are. If you are someone who, like me, spent your life falling off your board on repeat through addiction, incarceration, mental illness, abusive relationships, or whatever else held you back, but you kept getting back up until one day you woke up and you have 9 years sober and a fucking beautiful life, even if you're still taking the hits and faceplants, please visit me on my website at www.samanthabushica.com and follow on all socials at Pro Not Per, and join my growing community where we learn, grow, and support one another while we're at it. I truly care about your setbacks. God knows I have endured them all, so I definitely know what I'm talking about. Now I dedicate my life to helping you prove them all wrong, just as I have. Because let me tell you, nothing feels better. Let's talk. Until next time, my lovelies.